Now, Weyerhaeuser manages more than 20 million acres of timberland in the United States and Canada and prides themselves in being conservationists, scientists, and environmentalists. Earlier, our Rob McClendon sat down with Weyerhaeuser's Richard Chapman to hear about the largest forestry company in the nation and its role here in Oklahoma.
So Richard, give me some idea of just how big the impact Oklahoma's forestry industry is.
Well, it's about fifth as far as the agricultural crop goes in Oklahoma. It's somewhere around probably $20 million, somewhere around and through there, all said and done. So it's a pretty big investment.
And I think it's interesting that you call it an agricultural crop. It's not something that we'd normally think of as an agricultural crop.
No, it's generally the same as we do go through the same process as they do in wheat, as corn. We plant it, we grow it, we fertilize it, we harvest it, and then we make materials out of it.
Yeah. So what is the typical life cycle for a tree then?
It depends on the soil type. Our loblolly pines love acidic soil, so probably depending on how acidic the soil is, somewhere between 25 and 28 years.
Okay. And
that's a long time for a crop.
And you say you grow a tree for 28 years. How big is that tree going to get?
It'll go from anywhere from 60 feet up to about 80, 85 feet tall.
And then once that tree is cut, what happens to it from there?
Well, it's loaded onto a truck. Then taken to a sawmill, and the sawmill processes that tree into dimensional lumber. A lot of the trees are taken to the containerboard mill in Valiant in different places in chips and made into chips to make linerboard. So there's different processes, and the rest of it is sawdust, and that goes to the Oklahoma City market and markets like that for the bedding for all of the cattle and the sheep and the pigs and the different people that show up at the livestock shows.
Now, where do you get your trees? Now, Weyerhaeuser owns land itself, does it not?
Yes. Yeah, we own 500,000 acres in Oklahoma. We own about 750,000 acres in Arkansas. Total nationwide, we own about 6.1 million acres in tree farms.
Now, is that solely where the wood comes from that you use?
No, not all of it. We use about 70% of our own trees, and the rest of the 30% we buy on the open market from individuals such as yourself.
Okay. Now, what about jobs? Who would you be employing in this industry?
We'll be employing tree planters. We'll employ rippers that rip after harvest, that come along and rip the soil ready for tree planting. We'll employ harvesters that come in and cut the trees. We'll employ loaders that load the trucks, and we'll employ the truck drivers that actually take the raw materials to their facilities to be processed, and then the finished products from the facilities to the marketplace.
Now, what other worries would your industry have? I mean, what are some of the factors that you have to deal about? What keeps you up at night, I guess, is my question.
Probably just the keeping our employees employed. With the downturn in the economy, hard to get financing from the banks. It's loosening up a little bit. The major inventory of homes, the lack of new home construction and or multifamily homes or remodeling, all those sort of keep you up at night. And then you worry also about your crop, your trees that you have growing in the forest. You always worry about wildfires that are happening. Colorado is a good example. All through the rest right now, all those trees are burning up and will have to be replaced at some point in time through natural regeneration. We replant ours, but once you get a wildfire down perhaps in southeast Oklahoma, it could burn 1,000 acres. And if they're 9 or 10-year-old trees, then that's 10 years that you've lost on your investment. And we don't have crop insurance, so that investment is a total loss. So we'll have to come in and cut those trees down and start the process all over again and start with our seedlings.
So was the drought of 2011 that was so hard on farmers in this part of the country, how did it affect the forestry industry?
It hurt it quite a bit because we lost all of our young seedlings that we planted last year. They all just died from the drought, and that's in southwest Arkansas and in southeast Oklahoma. They're all dead, so you have to replant that crop. plus a new crop that you harvested in 2012, you also have to replant.
Sounds like a very sustainable industry. What would you say to those folks that say, gosh darn, we shouldn't cut down a tree?
We have more trees now than we did in the 1930s or the 20s, ever since they've been collecting data on trees. There are more forests out there, and there are no more endangered forests around other than that they're already protected. And you know, we grow a crop. It's not like we're out cutting different type of trees. We have a crop that we do a sustainability on, and that's the crop that we want. We know how to grow it, we know how to replant it, we know how to harvest it, and we know how to get a good finished product to the marketplace.
So everything you cut, you replant.
That's right. We actually plant more trees than we need because we thin about every 10 years. And we take those thinnings and we send them also, there's a market for the thin trees, and it lets the other larger trees grow up into dimensional lumber trees. But we take the thinnings, use the thinnings that we plant to, for example, linerboard mill or make chips out of, things of that such.
Well, certainly a fascinating industry here in the state and across the country, and one that I think a lot of people just don't quite appreciate, you know?
Well, Oklahoma's on the western edge of the southern pine belt, and it goes from Oklahoma all the way to North Carolina. And the main tree that is grown down in the south is loblolly pine, southern yellow pine. And in the northwest, it's a different type of tree. It's mainly a Douglas fir. And our headquarters is based out of Federal Way, Washington. And that's the tree that they grow out there, is a Douglas fir, which is a huge, large tree. And they go through the same process that we do.
Well, Richard, once again, thank you for stopping by, and good luck to you and the Weyerhaeuser Company.
Now Rob continues his conversation with Richard Chapman on our website, where we also have a feature on the history of Oklahoma forestry. Just go to okhorizon.com and click on this week's Value Added.